Great! We've made excellent progress so far. Let's keep up the pace by exploring all fundamental aspects of using the pandas loc indexer, or also loc accessor. This is the tool that allows us to subselect information from a data frame by referring to its index labels. And since most of the datasets you'll work with will have index and column labels, knowing how to use the loc indexer is a must for every data analyst using pandas. Let's kick things off, shall we? For starters, we will execute this code cell to create a file object called lending company data. In it, we'll store the information contained in the lending company CSV file. Please note that we will set string ID as our index column. In this way, we want to ensure that we will have the option to refer to the rows from our dataset through their index labels. Then, let's load the entire dataset for an overview. By observing the contents of the lending company data variable, we can understand that every row label has been named loan ID underscore, and then contains the number of the given row, not its position. Hence, loan ID 1 conveniently corresponds to the first row of the dataset, loan ID 2 corresponds to the second row, and so on. So, with that in mind, we can use the loc accessor and provide the string loan ID 3 within the brackets to indicate we are interested in the third row from our data frame. Let's execute the cell. Great! Much like using the iLoc indexer, accessing data with loc is more straightforward to interpret if we provide both the row and column specifiers. Therefore, we can add comma, space, colon, right after the string loan ID 3 and still obtain the third row from our dataset upon the execution of this cell. This is a more readable line of code, isn't it? Considering what we've said so far, we can confirm that loc has been designed to let you take advantage of the explicit index and column labels of your data table. Say you wanted to check the region in which the third loan application was submitted. If we go back to our lending company data table and trace the entry for the third loan and its region, we'll see that it's region 3. So applying .loc open bracket loan ID 3, comma, space, region, closed bracket, should deliver region 3 as well. Awesome! At this point, you might be wondering, can we select an entire column with loc? Let's see, shall we? We can try and obtain the information stored in the location column. The desired result can also be obtained by using the Python indexing operator only. However, if we added the loc accessor just after the dot and ran this cell, we'd obtain an error message. The reason is that in that case, Python will think we are referring to a row whose label is location. Since there's no such row label in our dataset, we encounter an error. The adjustment we need to make here is to add a colon and a comma symbol before the string representing the column name, which is location. Let's run the cell and see the result. No error this time. Excellent. Lastly, when specifying the row label or column name of interest within the brackets, always remember to check for typos. Python cannot guess what you meant if you typed, say, locations instead of location. So executing the last cell will result in obtaining an error message again. At the end of the day, it is really important to pay attention to the column and row labels, not just when employing the loc indexer, but every time we are referencing data by using a row or column name. All right. In the next lesson, we will make a couple of comments on applying iLoc and loc into practice. Can't wait to see you there.